long time ago, almost like 10 years ago, I found myself trying to hitchhike across the country. Flew out to Los Angeles, hung out there for a little bit, was gonna hitchhike all the way to the East Coast, make it to the Atlantic Ocean, dip my toes in the ocean, success. I always had this idea, fantasy of riding a train car like a hobo. Really liked the movie Into the Wild when I was younger, watched that many times, that type of thing. Dave Cho, running around country like a down vagabond. I read On the Road when I was in high school, which I told myself that I liked it, but then as I got older, I'm like, this book's it's bad. Capote was right. It's not writing. It's just typing. But anyway, I lasted one night. The next day, didn't get great sleep, being a homeless person in Los Angeles, basically. And I was dirty, tired, felt like a big ding dong, and I bailed. And after that, I really had to be like, what am I doing with my life? How did I end up here? How did I end up here? And through asking myself that question, I found the self-authoring program by Jordan Peterson, and I got to work on that. Really just dove into my past, into myself. I was like 26 years old, tried to hitchhike across the country, looking for something, clearly didn't know what I was doing or why. And it was a big life change for me. And so I really dug into my past. It was very illuminating because I realized that all the way up until I was 26 years old, never really lived intentionally. Just kind of things happened, I reacted, did something, another thing happened, I reacted, acted a certain way, just kind of ping-ponging around my whole entire life, all the way up until I was 26 years old. That's no way to live. So the best thing I would suggest to do is to write. And you don't have to think too much, but set some frameworks of just like looking at the past, what's positive, what's negative, write in detail. Like 5 best memories, 5 worst, 5 things that you're most proud of, 5 things that you biggest regret, most ashamed of, whatever. And once you start thinking that way, things are just going to appear in your mind. You don't have to get this perfect, and just write it down. And then assess where you're at. Give yourself some guidelines, friends, family, job, money, all that stuff. Pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, and then where you want to go. You write a positive plan for the future if you are doing really well, getting your ish together, and a negative version of your life over the next 5 years. If you let yourself get taken over by your vices and your BS, like what would that look like? And then you can write about the past and where you're at is going to help you get a hold of yourself. And then writing about the negative future, positive future are going to help you. Those 2 versions of yourself can talk to you about like, this is what's going to happen. This is where you'll end up if you keep doing this crap. And this is where you could end up if you get your life together and focus on your strengths and set goals and stuff like that. And writing is very important because it's just like a higher order of thinking. I mean, it's literally like you can write stuff down and then you can look at it, and it's a great way to track things. Tracking things is so important because we're such visual creatures. So if you write out a calendar and say, I'm going to run at least 1 mile every single day for a month, and then you can check off every day for a month whether or not you did it, and then you can literally have a visual for 30 days of a month. That's a chunk of your life, 1/12 of a year, of can I set that long of a goal and actually stick to it? Yes or no. You can see to that. You can literally give yourself an exact percentage of, did I stick to my goals 50%, 67%? I hit it 100%. You're showing yourself, you'll see it, that I can stick to my goals or I can't. And so then I need to adjust. Writing has definitely been one of the most impactful things I've ever done. It's helped me make more money. It's helped me just live a life much more intentionally. And I've got to do a lot of cool stuff. I've biked across America, climbed Denali, been to all 7 continents. I've written a book, got married. I've done a lot of different things. And I'm wearing a tie, making a video, putting it on the internet. It's good to figure out, to understand yourself as best as you can. Who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Figure it out. It's literally the only thing you have to do. You're not responsible for anything else. Just yourself and what you're doing now, which direction you're going. Namaste.